It is up, everyone. This is Captain Eon speaking, and I'd like to share from chapter 6, verse 8, on the idea, these three make WON1. This morning I had the privilege of hearing a fellow disciple share on sanctification, both the completed work or the finishing work of sanctification, as well as the daily maintenance. And while certainly grateful for this gift of separation that true salvation brings, my question is, how do I ensure a complete separation? Or what can I do to cause this separation and maintain it? Now, the way my fellow forever family member described it, which I have to say I agree with, is that when God came to earth and died on the cross and rose again, ascended into heaven, sent his spirit, he completed the process of sanctification. From the way my brother explained it, that sanctification is the separating from sin. So when I was blessed with the gift of his spirit, after completing the application process into Heaven University, I was granted at that point a separation from my old self. That is the finished work. Before I existed, God completed the work, provided sanctification. However, it's not just a one and done, as far as I believe that God says, but that after getting in and receiving this gift, it is now up to me to maintain the separation. For I've realized that there is a certain attraction or magnetism between the old and the new man. While the old man and the new man are opposites, there is an attraction there where the old wants to cling to the new. Again, God brought to my mind the analogy the other day that the old man is this natural phenomenon of gravity. It's always there, and there is a constant effort that needs to be exerted against it in order to not succumb to it. So it goes back again to the question, well, Lord, thank you, first of all, for separating me. now, how do I maintain this separation? And he's been, again, leaving the breadcrumbs for me. When some time back he spoke to me about ocular starvation, being careful what I watch and what I hear, what I allow to come in. Ultimately, I'm realizing now that he was addressing this moment. And he was telling me, this is how you cut those ties and remain separated. And not only remain separated from, but begin to put distance between. Because at a certain point, once you get out of the gravitational pull, once you get out of the atmosphere of the natural, gravity no longer becomes a factor. And so that's what God, I believe, is teaching me and developing in me, this ability to get out of the old man's gravity. But again, Lord knows that while all that sounds great, I'm back saying, teacher, but how do I do it practically? What steps must I take? And he says, well, here's 3. There's 3 requirements in order to win the war against the gravity of old man. Do what is just at all times, especially when no one's looking. Inwardly, which will reflect on the outward. Love kindness. I was thinking today that I always see this tagline around. Be nice. And I don't see where I can't recall God ever said that. Use that terminology, use those words. Be nice. It's always about kindness. And here he's saying to love kindness. And I started looking at the two, and I have concluded that niceness is merely surface stuff. It's in the realm and within the reach of gravity. But kindness, that goes deep. That is far beyond. That is outside of the reach. And then he says, walk humbly. Walk humbly with God. And I've realized that there is something very humbling about being in the presence of God. And God says, these are the 3 requirements. Practice these things. Make them a part of you. And they will separate you so far that you'll be out of the gravity of the old man. Capture on this. Through Yahshua, God successfully completed the separation process. However, regular spiritual therapy is required in order to maintain upward mobility. So